What's up? This is CampusLore Live. I'm Riley Skinner, joined by Blitnikoff winner from the University of Southern Cal, Marqise Lee, and national champion cornerback from Florida State University, Jalen Ramsey. Fellas, let's talk a little college football, man. A lot of stuff happened this weekend. 2 of the top 4 teams in the college football playoff knocked out. So I want to do a little something with y'all. Talk some contender-pretender for these teams, all right? I'm going to give you a team. I want to see one reason, yay or nay, they're contenders or pretenders. I'm going to start with the U, Miami.
Contenders.
Both of y'all.
They're playing good ball.
So what called you? Because we talked earlier and y'all thought they were a little trash, overrated before.
That defense playing ball. Defense wins championships, man.
Seeing what they did to Notre Dame's rushing offense was pretty nuts. I mean, Josh Allen was running all over everybody all year, and they stuck it to him that front seven.
Yeah. Let's see, to be exact.
So you think that offense is good enough though to be a national contender?
Defense wins championships.
Spoken like a true corner. So you're both of y'all, man. I love it. It took one game to change y'all's mind.
Yeah.
I was leaning towards it a little bit last week. A little bit.
Little bit. That just put you over?
Yeah.
All right, Georgia got stomped by Auburn. Stomped. Number 1 team in the country. Now what?
Pretenders.
Yeah? One game. What'd you think?
You know, you can have rough ones. You know what I'm saying?
They got stomped.
It was bad.
I'm with Marquise. I mean,
But
you know how hard it is to go undefeated in college football. I mean,
But to lose like that?
to lose like that at this point in the season is tough because everybody remembers that coming into college football selection time.
Yep.
But at the same time, you're losing to a good team on the road. You think it's just the way they got stomped? You don't think they got it? You don't think they have the chance to be a national contender?
The way they got stomped, I'm not sure I could see them in the playoffs anymore.
No?
Not with Bama still.
Yeah.
And
They had a
Auburn.
rough one.
The Iron Bowl will be a good matchup. It's going to be one of those 2 teams in it.
But here you got to think about this, though. Georgia's in the SEC championship.
for sure.
Alabama, Auburn play at the end of the year. The winner of that goes to the SEC championship.
Right.
So Georgia beats either Auburn or Alabama. They're a 1-loss team that just won the ACC. They got to get in, right?
Well, yeah, in that scenario, yes, but
You're saying you don't see them
I don't
beat
see it
either
happening.
Auburn or
Yeah.
Alabama.
I don't see it
in the
happening.
SEC
That's why I'm saying
championship.
pretender.
So you think if they had to play Auburn again, they would win?
No.
2 teams that beating the team twice in one season is tough, man.
If you stomp a team the first time,
You got that confidence
you got
coming
that
in?
confidence going in. The
Ooh.
next game may be closer, but
Yeah.
you stomped them. That's like us stomping the Colts or something, and they come in.
I got one for you.
You know what I'm saying?
I got one for you, though. We got stomped by Tennessee last year, then we came back the second time.
That's
Stomped
what
them.
I'm saying.
That's true.
That's tough.
They
It's
stomped
tough.
us this year, and for sure we got to get that
I think
back.
Georgia still got a chance. They got to figure something out at quarterback, though, because I think they got a little bit exposed having Jake Fromm, their freshman quarterback, have to
Yeah.
throw over Auburn because they just ran all over everybody for the most of
Right.
this year. And Auburn's defense was stone cold on their front seven, made them throw, and we saw what happened there. All right, so we got one contender, one pretender for the Dogs. What about the Sooners? Oklahoma took care of business with TCU, number 5 and number 6. You got a potential Heisman Trophy winner.
I don't mean nothing. I'm not a big fan of
Me, I was gonna say pretender.
I'm
Yeah?
not a big
Go with
fan
pretender
of
again.
Oklahoma, yeah.
Why? Because they're in the Big 12?
Yeah, that and
That for
they
sure.
got stomped by who was it? Iowa or Iowa
Yeah.
State?
Iowa State.
Some trash team.
Iowa
so
State.
I
Yeah,
can't respect it. You can't
No?
respect that.
Quarterback
loss.
is good though.
Quarterback's legit.
Quarterback's good.
Throwing them numbers out there.
I'm going to have to agree with both of y'all, though, because I think their defense isn't set up to play in Auburn or in Alabama
Nope.
or a Georgia or somebody like that, or a Clemson and get pounded all day long. So I'm going to have to agree with y'all in Oklahoma. I think they're going to get in to the playoffs just because I don't see them losing by the rest of the year. But I think they're out first round. I think they're out
Who they
first
got?
round.
Depending on who the matchup will be.
Yeah.
Be all right.
Last one. This is a toughie. Wisconsin. Undefeated Wisconsin in the Big Ten.
Who have they played?
Nobody.
That's why they.
That's why I don't know if I can call them.
Can't give it to them?
Nah.
All right, but think about it, though.
They're undefeated.
They're undefeated.
You
but
have to, but.
Hold up now. So they just beat an Iowa team this weekend who stomped Ohio State. I mean, demoralized Ohio State
You're
by
right.
like 30. So this was the only time they got Michigan coming up this weekend. This 2-game stretch, I think, is going to answer a lot of questions. But until then, I'm going to have to agree with y'all.
Yeah, I'm a Pretenders until after Michigan game.
Yeah, till after Michigan game?
Till after Michigan game.
I don't think their quarterback's going to be able to do much playing against a top defense. He's okay, but against a Big Ten, that doesn't mean much to me, in my opinion, the way the Big Ten's playing. But
we're going to see.
So I want to go back. So we were talking about contenders, pretenders. Y'all both think Miami's legit.
Yeah. Legit.
Let's spend a little bit of time talking about this turnover chain.
Hey, that turnover chain is legit.
Yeah.
That turnover chain is legit too.
You just gotta understand, like, as young players, you feel me? Like, as far as Miami, like, we don't have nothing to chase, and that's something to chase. I mean, besides the championship, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you gotta understand that ESPN is putting everybody who put that chain on national television, showing their face, you feel me? Showing who getting that turnover. So my thing is, me as a defender, I'm just saying, hypothetically, me as a defender, I'm trying to go out there and get it. I'm getting the turnover for that chain.
Exactly. He's bringing that juice too to the whole.
So what
defense.
could Florida State do? What could they have for their gimmick?
Man, they need.
A spear, just a big old spear, a headdress.
I don't know if that'll do it. I don't know, man. I don't know if that'll do it this year.
I heard Notre Dame had one.
They got one?
I heard Notre Dame made one.
Georgia's got one. They got the spike shoulder pad. That's what I was gonna ask you. All right, so you're an offense guy, right? Are you gonna be pissed that they're not showing anybody the offense love with some sort of thing like that?
I mean, my thing, we winning. I really don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not that type of
offense
person.
already get all the love.
You feel me? We do get love, and that's in all honesty. As far as marketing and stuff, everybody with the offense. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care.
Yeah.
The defense get that love, go ahead and get it, and we winning. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they really out there getting turnovers and getting things like that. Like,
having fun.
They putting on the chain. They ain't like the chain is just sitting there.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think it's about to become a thing. Like, I think every team around the country come next season is going to have a thing.
That's fine, though, but at the end of the day, where they originally come from.
They're the originator.
That's where Miami going to continue to say, like, who originated.
That turnover chain is Miami.
It's Miami.
Yeah.
That's one thing we going to remember.
Yeah. So, let's talk about Auburn, though. Because they're an interesting team now. 2 losses, they kind of got written off for a while. They came back, started winning quietly, and then this weekend, right in the mouth, take Georgia for an L bad on national TV.
Yep.
They got Alabama coming up. You think this team's legitimate? I mean, you think they're a national championship if they could beat Alabama, turn around, beat Georgia again? And you think a 2-loss Auburn team should get in the playoff?
If you beat those teams back to back like that, I mean, I give it to you. You beat Alabama something crazy, then you gonna make that move.
There's no doubt.
How can you not?
So would you say they're a contender or pretender right now? I mean, looking at, they got a bad L against LSU middle of the year.
They did.
That's a black eye on their resume.
Yeah, they out.
See?
All I do is throw that at you. They lost to Clemson early.
They'll say, man.
Honestly,
say Auburn wins out. Say Auburn wins out. They beat Alabama, and then they beat Georgia.
Yeah.
That means no SEC school will be in the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
If we're saying that Auburn won't get in, because you can't put the SEC loser in and not have Auburn in.
That's a crazy scenario. You bring up a great scenario because the SEC's got to have somebody in there. Right? I mean, they got so many teams in the top 10, top 15. At that point in time, you're talking about a 1-loss Alabama team not getting in, which is crazy. That
is crazy. You talking about a 2?
I don't know. I have to disagree. At some point in time,
if they win out,
you know what I'm saying?
That's
they
crazy.
can't put if Auburn wins out, They can't put Bama in over Auburn still.
No, but they can maybe have like a 1 and a 4 or a 3 and a 4. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of there's a couple weeks left that'll play itself out, but that's a crazy scenario to think about, that Auburn-Alabama game and how that affects the SEC championship going forward.
Yeah, I don't think
Because you got a bunch of conferences right now that Pac-12 ain't getting anybody in. Sorry, Marquise.
That's cool.
Pac-12 ain't getting anybody in right
It
now.
happens like that sometimes. It's fine. I still love them.
Big Ten, I don't know, man. Wisconsin loses, and they got a Penn State and Ohio State who both got a couple losses on their schedule.
They're out.
They're not getting in. Notre Dame got canned.
I told you
they're out.
You didn't have much faith in Notre Dame. So we got 2 weeks left. 2 weeks left in the season. It's time to start talking a little Heisman. I want to know, who do y'all think is front runner right now for the Heisman, or who should get the Heisman?
Man.
You got Saquon Barkley, Baker Mayfield, and Bryce Love, really for Stanford running back, and then potentially Lamar Jackson or Khalil Tate, the dude from Arizona that's just running all over people.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You from my side of town.
Yeah?
It's Baker.
It's gonna be Baker.
Yeah?
It's gonna be Baker.
It's gonna be Baker.
No doubt?
Yeah. His numbers is crazy.
It's gonna be Baker with Lamar coming in second, I think.
Think Lamar's gonna make a little run for second? He's got no hype, no love. No one's really talked about Lamar.
Still gotta see his production though.
His production is still crazy.
Production is still crazy.
It's nuts.
You
So
gotta give him some type.
So how do you think a Heisman should be measured? You think it should be measured stats? You think it should be measured best player on best team? You think it should be measured just most valuable player? I mean, how do you look at it?
I say it's the most valuable player this year.
Most valuable player.
Most valuable player.
Most valuable to their team.
Who is most valuable to their team? If you take this person off their team, then
what does that team look like? I agree with you. That's what I would say. I've always said, if you take that player, remove him off the field, what does that team look like?
But that still gives you a good debate. You take Lamar Jackson off Louisville probably doesn't win 8 games.
Right, I'll say the worst they are right now, which is bad.
You take Baker Mayfield off of his team, they also probably
gonna lose a lot more.
A lot of games.
Yeah.
So you're gonna come to a situation, it's like, okay,
so which one
you
is
guys
better?
say that.
So
but then you're gonna have a lot of situations where it's like, okay, well, this team can win still, but at the end of the day, this player is a big factor within this.
Right.
So it's just gonna be a mind-blowing decision.
It is. I mean, it's crazy because you got the statistics tell one story, and you look at statistics. I'm with you, Lamar and Baker, but then you look at other players. I mean, Bryce Love's got crazy statistics. Khalil Tate, I mean, the dude came out of nowhere, didn't play the first 4 games of the year, and he's averaging like 170 rushing yards as a quarterback. And so it's tough because you look in years past and you look at guys. I mean, no disrespect, but a guy like Mark Ingram, I mean, he was a good running back. I think the fact he was on a national championship team and the best team,
I agree.
Yeah.
He got the love for that. But then you look at somebody like a Robert Griffin, look at somebody like Tebow when they won, he had good statistics, but they went like 9-4. So they weren't a national championship contender. I don't know. I think it's tough the way they devote on the Heisman. But I'm with you, Jalen. I think it's you remove that player off the field. What does that team look like? And then if there's 2 that are really tight, start throwing statistics in there.
I agree.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I still think it comes down to Lamar and Baker.
Yeah.
No matter what, I think that's who it comes down to.
Yeah.
Baker's gonna win.
So Baker
gotta really crash.
Baker's crazy right now.
I agree.
I mean, he is crazy right now. What he's doing. You had a crazy season when you were at USC with Matt Barkley. I mean, you went for 4 years. Don't tell me you don't. I know you know your statistics. What were they?
I do not. I think I went for like close to like 1,800 yards.
1,800.
I had like 345 in one game.
345 one game. Or you about 15 touchdowns, something like that?
About 15.
So what is that like when, I kind of look at, Barkley's year and look at Baker's year, and it's kind of, I mean, they were kind of both hot at the same time. What's that like playing with a quarterback that is just playing with that much swagger, that much confidence, and that much ability as a receiver?
It's legit. I mean, you really don't have to do too much. Like my thing about it is, even if the defender is playing a great defense, the quarterback's feeling his jug. He gonna throw it.
Yeah.
You feel me? I feel like I'm gonna make this pass. Like,
So were there times where you were thinking, like there were times in your career when Barkley was playing and then he wasn't playing that you felt like, all right, I'm a decoy on this route, and then when Barkley was playing, like I'm getting the ball every time I'm running a route.
Yeah. So it was just like I felt like when I played with Barkley, there was no chance of thinking like, oh, you're a decoy.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like there's no chance.
Nothing.
You didn't know because my thing is you just never know where the ball is going.
Yeah.
If I'm saying like then Barkley, it was crazy.
He was just on fire.
He was
all
on
the time.
fire.
Yeah.
Like he was really on fire. Just threw it out there and let you go get it. That's the best thing about a receiver. I mean, the best thing about your receiver and quarterback, just like bonding.
Yeah.
The trust aspect of it. If a defender on me, his back is to you, and the quarterback throw it to you,
Right.
knowing that the defender's still on you like this tight,
Right.
I mean, he trusts you to make a play.
Yeah.
He don't throw it to you. You don't trust him at all.
So let me ask you from a cornerback's perspective. You're going up against somebody like Baker, right? Does that cause you? Are you giving a little more cushion out on the corner? I mean, you take pride in that, and you want to lock up man to man,
Yeah.
and be in their face.
No matter what position you're playing, once you're in a groove, you're in a groove. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard to break somebody's groove. They're gonna have to kind of break it themselves, honestly. Once you're in a groove, you're in a groove. And as a DB playing against somebody who I know is in their groove, I'm just gonna have to be on my A game. I'm gonna have to possibly try to get in their head in different type of ways, do anything I can do.
You're good at that.
Yeah.
You get to get people's heads. That's the first time I've ever heard you give props to a quarterback, having to give him a little respect, man.
Hey, that's how it is, man.
Baker's playing that good. Even Jalen's giving him some respect.
He's playing some good ball.
Playing well.
So y'all are, we got a big, USC UCLA is coming up.
Yeah.
Marqise, take us into that week, man. What's that like? I mean,
Man.
West Coast, LA, week of the game. You got any crazy memories of the game, of the fan experience, of what that city's like leading up to that game?
The rivalry is crazy. But you got to think it's a lot of your friends too. You know what I'm saying? I'm from LA. UCLA got a lot of LA people.
Yep.
So it's like you communicate throughout the season, but once it comes down to that week, like you shut off all communications. Like don't say nothing to them.
Nothing.
Like don't allow nobody to wear that type color. Like I don't wear that color. I don't really like wearing that color at all. I got this.
Except right now.
Except right now,
You feel me? This my boy, little Brand, so I gotta.
though. Hey.
You know, but I do not like wearing this color. Like I got into it with a fan one time who came up to the school. He wanted me to sign his son.
A UCLA guy came up to the school?
Well, so his son had a SC hat on, but he had a UCLA hat on. So I felt some type of way still. You know what I'm saying? I understand it's your son, but at the end of the day, you're not about to walk on campus and disrespect us. Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he asked me to sign his son hat. And I say, you know what, I won't mind signing your son hat, but I ain't going to sign it until you take off yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's the
I
truth.
like that.
I mean, you got to understand, it's a rivalry. It's no chance. Like, you think UCLA people let me rock a SC thing on there? Like, I'll try, don't get me wrong, but I'm pretty sure somebody will say something like, knock it off. And if they don't, like, that's degrading to their school.
So the guy take it off?
Yeah,
He
what
took
you
it
mean?
off?
If he didn't, I wasn't gonna
He
sign
was
his
trying
kid's
to
stuff.
sign
Like,
that.
and I was just being honest. Like, I was like, bro, that's just disrespectful to us. He took it off, so I signed it, and I watched him walk away, and he kept it off. I don't know if he hit the corner, he put it back on.
He put it back on when he hit that corner.
He probably did, but I got it off for that moment.
So that, I mean, is that week different than every other week during the season?
It's more amplified.
Yeah.
As far as even when you go out to the game, the crowd, the fans,
Mhm.
it's crazy. I mean, I just like thinking like a Florida State game or something like that. Like it's just all Florida people and one,
Yeah.
like all Cali people there. Like they know like it's just a California thing. Like it's crazy.
You got any memorable plays from that? Did you ever go off in one of those games?
My freshman year I did pretty good.
Yeah.
I had like over 100. We beat them like 50-0.
Oh, so it wasn't much of a game. So I want to ask you a question, all right? Your Seminoles right now. I know I got to ask you, man. It's a sore subject, but they're struggling a little bit, All right, they're 3 wins. They got 2 games left. 1 game got canceled for the hurricane.
Yep.
They're trying to make that game up during conference championship weekend against Louisiana Monroe to keep the Florida State bowl streak alive. What do you think about that decision?
Oh, man, that's trash.
Florida State, I mean, national prominence, Florida State, paying a team $1 million to come play you on an off weekend.
That's trash, man. That's sad. That's super sad that it's even come down to that.
You ever think that would happen when you left that school?
I did not. I mean, everybody goes through their down years, but this has been like a down year. It's just a down year. So,
what would you do as a player? Like, you're about to come out to the draft that next year. You know this is it. You're leaving. Florida State's got a lot of players like that. What is that locker room like? Because we've talked before, and you just feel like a lot of the teams kind of cashed it in for the rest of this year, getting ready for next year. And then Jimbo comes in and says, hey, that off weekend we're playing Louisiana Monroe. I mean, what are you thinking as a player?
Personally, I wouldn't want to play if I'm so say I'm Derwin James. I wouldn't want to play the remainder of the year just because at this time it's like you're a shoe-in for top 15 pick in the NFL draft. Why go out there and risk an injury happening when you're playing for nothing? Yeah. Say y'all do win these next 2 games, and then y'all play that 3rd game and y'all win it. Y'all are gonna go to the poop bowl. Like, y'all not gonna go to a good bowl. So
how about you lose the 3rd game?
And then if you, you win these
that
2
would
and you
be
lose the last one,
the ultimate worst. If you lose that game,
I wouldn't really want to play.
No.
And just as a like now as a fan of the Noles and former player, the situation is just sad that it's even come to that.
Yeah.
They're really trash.
You think this is going to have an effect on them going forward? Or you think this is just one of those years, kind of like Notre Dame had last year, where they won 3 or 4 games? They were calling for Brian Kelly's coaching position, and then next thing you know, they're top 4 in the country the next year. I mean, you think just because of DeAndre going down the first game at quarterback, you think it had that big of effect? But if he comes back, they're back to normal Florida State.
I do, man. I think it had that big of an impact just because he was clearly the offensive leader. There's no more Dalvin to run the show.
Yeah.
He was the offensive leader. And now you have not only do you have a freshman quarterback who had to step in for him, but you have a freshman running back too. So who's really the leader on that team? They don't really have any seniors stepping up to be that leader.
Because it's a fairly young team.
Yeah.
Too.
So it was tough.
That quarterback.
Yeah, a lot is on that, man.
Yeah.
And that quarterback being hurt.
Would you play in a game like that?
What?
If you had to go and play in a postseason makeup
back
game
in the
versus
day,
one double A team?
like back in the day, probably so. But right now, no.
The way things are going right now, the way players are sitting out bowl games, and
no way.
Because my thing is, even if you still win all 3 and you go to a bowl game, most of the players are not gonna play anyway. But then
great point. That's a good point. I mean, at that point, you're doing it just for the street.
You feel me?
That's it.
Yeah, there's no point. Just tell coach, chalk it up. It is what it is. We're going to rebuild, get it going next year.
Exactly.
What's up? Come see us next year.
Come see us next year.
You feel me? Because you're going to have some players. Then if a player get hurt, then we're going to have this conversation of now.
Yeah.
Now you're
going to have.
You remember me? So just let him enjoy the last 2 games with his teammates.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the team understands. That type of stuff that's going on. Everybody understands.
Right.
Why you wouldn't
want
to
nobody would be mad at it.
Nobody be mad
at the kid. Or
be mad at the coach either. If the coach was like, you know what, we're not even gonna play that last. We're gonna play these last 2. We're gonna let y'all watch the other game.
Yeah.
Just get ready for the combine. For those who need to get ready, and for those for next year, get your
fans may not love it, but they're the fans.
They might not love it, but they'll respect it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's rebuild year. Let's start early instead of starting late.
So looking at the end of this, we got a lot left of the last couple of weeks in terms of things that can happen in terms of upset, especially when we get to rivalry weekends. Coming up on this weekend, not a lot of crazy games going on, but we do got to put some picks on record so we can come back next week.
Yeah.
and see how you boys do.
All right.
So we got a couple games on the docket. We'll start off the Michigan Wolverines at the undefeated Wisconsin Badgers.
I'm going to go with Wisconsin.
I'm gonna stick with the undefeated, John.
Yeah, man.
You going
I think
Michigan?
Wisconsin's a pretender, man. Y'all are just saying they're pretenders.
But I don't think they're giving it up to Michigan.
No,
Not at home.
not at home.
Not at home in
Say
Michigan.
Wisconsin.
All right, I'm taking Michigan. I'm taking Michigan. Navy at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame about to lose 2 in a row.
Nah.
The way they just got stomped, it's leaving an impact on them.
Right, Kelly,
Navy is about to run that wing tee down their throat.
Brian Kelly is out there running them boys right now. What time is it?
Yeah.
They still running.
Right.
I'm telling
Right.
you, they
You're
gonna
right.
come down trying to smash it. There's no chance. I gotta
No?
give it to ND. Notre Dame, and I'm not even
I'm
Notre
still
Dame.
going, I'm still going with Navy.
Hey, I'm going upset with you and Navy.
I'm going with Navy.
Hey,
We're gonna
prepare.
see.
He knows. So
I know
he
Wing
can
T.
attest to
Wing T's
this.
terrible.
We play Georgia Tech every year and Navy. Preparing for that team, especially on defense, if you come off a huge game like a Miami where you just got demoralized and your
telling
soul
you.
stripped
They're
out
about
from
to
you,
lose 2 in a row.
and you got to come in and start practicing the guys on the scout team chop blocking you, it's going to be some mad folks in the locker room not want to go to practice. I think Navy sneaks in there.
Yeah.
Now that Notre
And
Dame
Navy's
got
not
in
a
the
bad
playoff
team.
picture, they're not. They're never a bad team.
Make me
They're a
a
good enough
believer.
team to beat you if you don't come to play.
Make me a believer.
All right.
I'm not going Navy.
So Marqise is going Notre Dame. All right.
And Notre Dame thinks their players already thinking, all right, we're out of it now. We
Yeah.
can't get in the college football playoffs.
Listen,
We're
They got no conference championship.
No
to play.
conference championship.
They're just kind of riding out the rest of the
They're
season.
about to lose another one.
All right. We're going to the West Coast. We're going Cal at Stanford.
Stanford. That's easy.
That's-
I don't know.
Anybody? I'm going. I think we're all going Stanford
Yeah,
here.
let's just go Stanford.
Bryce Love's rolling on everybody. Cal's kind of garbage. I don't see them doing anything. Stanford's trying to make some noise in the last part of the year, and they have.
I ain't worried about
Just beat Washington last week, top 10 team. So
that. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So before we get to the
Everybody take it
UCLA
out.
USC, we'll go to the mighty Delaware State fighting football
Yeah.
team against your Knowles.
I'm going to go with my nose, man. This is a senior night. Yeah, the nose is going to win this one.
Yeah.
Get that 4th win of the season.
get that mighty 4th win of the season.
It's only
That-
4?
Huh?
That's 4?
Yeah, it's 4.
That'll
Get that
be
4th
four.
win of the season. Get ready for
Yeah, that's
Florida.
four. That's only 4.
FSU.
Yeah, man.
Everyone's going to have a chew. All right, UCLA at USC.
I haven't really even seen UCLA. I've been trying to watch them boys on TV. I guess we don't.
You got to stay up till like 2 in the morning. to watch
Right.
them.
I'm going with SC, though.
Oh,
I've
SC.
seen- Yeah, I'm going with SC.
Their running back is cold. That running back is cold.
Yeah.
I like SC.
He's legit. I'm going UCLA, man. I think Josh Rosen, the quarterback there.
And that
he's-
quarterback is cold, though.
Yeah, I heard
He's
the quarterback
nice.
is
I mean, he's coming out of the league next year. He's still got he's had an average year this year in terms of his production. He's got to try to make that stock draft climb. I think he's going to come out slinging it. I'm going to take UCLA over
It's
this.
at SC?
At SC.
No way they're going to upset SC at SC.
At SC.
We're going to see.
All right, I'm taking
Trying to play me
UCLA.
right now, but I go
Yeah,
to
he's trying to play
UCLA.
you. He's trying to play
Don't do
you.
that.
All right, boys. Any closing thoughts until next week?
You better change your vote on that UCLA USC. That's what thought
We'll see. We'll see. All right, that's it with CampusLore Live. We'll see you next week. Peace.